Passover to me embodies everything that I love about the intersection of being queer and Jewish, because I believe that ultimately Passover is a call to action. Holocaust survivor and my role model, Elie Wiesel, said, "I love Passover because for me it is a cry against indifference, a cry for compassion."
I love that we are commanded to open the door as wide as possible and yell, and for everyone to come to the table and partake in the meal. And I think that's something that we could learn a lot from in society as a whole.
My favorite part is Miriam and her optimism throughout, that we should have timbrels with us and not let go of them and keep them for a moment that we can celebrate. And I think, there's a lot of dark times as a member of the LGBTQ plus community that we should always remember to keep our timbrels, because at some point there will be a time that we can dance, that we can celebrate and have pride.
That act of leaving a hostile environment and forming your own community parallels the experience of so many members of the LGBTQ plus community in so many ways.
My question would be, why, even on a night when we're told to ask questions, there's still so many questions that some people don't want to listen to? Why is the fact that even for me, I can't go to my parents and start asking them on that night, why can't I be part of your community, part of your family? Why is it that there's still so many people who don't have a Seder to be at simply because of their gender or sexual identity?
How is my family different from all other families? And yet, how is it also the same?
If you're giving me a chance to truly make my own Passover experience, I'm going to be radical. I'm just going to change the questions altogether. So the first question I would ask is what is your notion of freedom? And then the second question I would ask is, do you know where to find your community? The third question I would ask is, who do you want to surround yourself with for this journey? And then my fourth question would be, what do you need in order to sustain your new self?
Every night, we always try to differentiate between female and male. In Hebrew, it's even worse. Shelcha, shelach. And we look at the world from a very, binaric way, like female and male. Maybe tonight, the night of Pesach, we will try to look at things without that perspective.
I would add a kosher for Passover rainbow cookie. I feel it is the perfect representation. It's delicious, it's sweet, it's got all the different colors, and it represents obviously LGBTQ with the rainbow. I just think it would be the perfect addition.
There is still so much persecution today: racism, transphobia, xenophobia, queerphobia, etc. And so I would love to see a space that has a direct call to action, meaning this year, what are you going to do to make the world a better, more loving place that's in line with the ideals that we're talking about here tonight at the Passover Seder?
I would share the story of Stonewall, and I think the story of Stonewall is the beginning of the liberation of the LGBT community. And I think it's very appropriate to share this story around this Seder table, because it's, again, liberation of the beginning of freedom of so many people.
Being at Passover, I think it's important in terms of knowing that once you do finally come out, it's more than just, I guess, an Instagram post or a Facebook forward or whatever it is. It's knowing, it's having the, I guess, the security that you are part of the family, and really, or at least it should be, nothing that is part of you should alter the fact that you are part of the family.
So many people that I know who grew up in the religious community that are LGBTQ have all these very negative memories of the Seder, because in many ways it's a Jewish equivalent of Thanksgiving, when always, I had this creepy uncle who made some homophobic comment. I had that person made a transphobic comment. For many Jews, that's the Seder. for many LGBTQ Jews, there's too many negative memories. Whatever it is, the grandmother asking when they're going to get married to a boy, to a girl, expecting a certain rigid lifestyle, where it's just sitting at the table and listening to traditional and modern ideas that are literally erasing at best and often openly discriminatory against who we are. Pesach could be all about LGBTQ acceptance and celebration, but for too many people it hasn't been. So just being intentional of that, realizing people have had struggles with that, some people are still struggling with that, and how we create our holiday, our Yom Tov tables, our Seder tables, to make sure that it really is inclusive for everyone.
I think a lot of the time, religion seems to be the antithesis of the queer experience, and it's good to bring that into our Seders and into more than just the Seder, just so that people feel that they can be accepted in any community, religious or not.
Every Jewish holiday has the opportunity to be queer if we only open our hearts to it.